Hey loves, what's up? It's Toya Boo, and today I'm going to be sharing my tips on transitioning. I've been getting this request a lot. I think I mentioned it and then people were like, yeah. So I was like, okay. So I'm finally getting a little bit of time to do this, kind of in between things. If you've been following me on my other channel, Toya Boo View, where I take you, with me on my daily life, and I mean, there's so much that is literally a beauty channel, but like everything else too. It's really weird. I have no concept. It's just me. Anyway, you can go subscribe there if you want to know what the craziness is. But in my book here, I've got some tips that I have written down because there's a lot of stuff, you guys, so we're just gonna get into it. Number one, in no true particular order, figure out why you want to go natural. Honestly, there are a million and one reasons. Some people do it because they like the trend. Some people are just curious about their hair. Some people want to accept themselves more. Some people just want to change, and there's this I think it's a misconception that there's like a right reason to go natural. It has to be deeply rooted and you have to be trying to get closer to God and everything like that. And I mean, for me, it was more like that, but it doesn't have to be. If you want to just give it a try and then in a year get a relaxer, I mean, that's your prerogative. But you have to figure out why you want to do it, especially if you plan on sticking to it and actually making the change permanently. I do think the stronger the root, probably the more successful you'll be. But honestly, there is no right reason, so just figure out what yours is. Número dos. Do your research. Okay, so simply going natural is not going to give you longer, stronger, healthier hair. If that's your goal, simply going natural does not mean that your hair is going to be all the way down to your butt cheeks. No, it doesn't happen that way. You have to do your research. You have to find out about your particular black hair or white hair or Hispanic hair or Jewish hair or whatever. Find out about curly hair, okay? And the structure of it. And I mean, there's so many resources. There are people that people you might want to get to know. There's YouTubers like me, there's bloggers. I mean, there's so many resources. And once you find out, then you can kind of start to build a regimen, and that's what's going to give your hair its health that you're looking for. Number three, experiment with products. Okay, so some products that are going to work for your relaxed hair will not work for your transitioning hair, will not work for your all natural hair. I mean, the worst part is really in the beginning. It's like you're trying all of these products. Be aware that you can become a product junkie in the very beginning, but trust me, it does get better if you choose for it to. There are so many things that you can do. You can go to natural hair meetups. They typically give away a lot of free products at those meetups, and I'm always posting videos about the meetups and on my Facebook page and stuff, so you can always check that out if I'm going to be attending any. Your favorite YouTubers probably do meetups and things like that, so go check those out. Also, there's subscription services like Curlbox where you can get samples of things and figure out if it's working along your journey. That way you figure out what your hair likes, so by the time you are completely natural, you kind of have an idea of what you like, and you've only bought a bunch of little samples, so maybe you'll be able to use them up and it won't kind of clutter your space. And simply swapping products with friends. I mean, you don't even have to go out and get new stuff. I'm sure your friend, even if you're relaxed, even if you have a lot of weave, your friend probably has a lot of hair products, and you might have some too, okay? So you guys, if something's not working for you, I don't see what's wrong with giving it to your friend or swapping things out. Okay, so you have to moisturize. Simply shampooing and conditioning is not going to cut it. You're going to have to introduce leave-in conditioners, introduce deep conditioning, introduce sometimes hot oil treatments. When I was transitioning, I used hot oil treatments. I don't do it so much now that I'm natural, but it really helped to soften up my hair. So you're going to have to kind of introduce a little bit more of those conditioning agents, styling agents, like into your regimen, because what may have been okay for your straight, relaxed hair probably won't be enough moisturization for your natural hair. Number 6, be patient. Be patient with your hair growth. Be patient with the two textures. I'm telling you guys, my relaxed hair was limp, dangly looking, strangly looking, all stringy, and it looked disgusting. And then I had like this big, but this little ass afro right here and these strings hanging off. And it looked completely different when it dry, but when it was wet, it just looked like a hot mess. And you have to be so freaking careful with it and take your time, especially if your hair is kind of like coarse like mine. Sometimes you'll detangle and it's almost like nothing ever happened, because your curls are gonna start tangling up the relaxed parts. It's a hot mess. So try to hold your hair and just maybe put it in braids or something as you go along. That's gonna save you a lot of time. Number 7, keep your two textures blended as much as possible. Yeah, like I said, breakage is bound to happen. It's gonna happen. You know, for most people, it happens. It not necessarily breaks all the way off, but you're gonna get some breakage. It's just natural. But the thing that I helped, especially in terms of styling it, you know, when it's dry, you want it to not look like a hot mess. So I did a lot of braid outs and a lot of bantu knot outs. So those were the two natural hairstyles that worked the best for me. Twist outs didn't really help. It just didn't, unless you do a twist out and you add like some rods on the end to kind of curl up the relaxed part, because that was looking a hot mess before I ever did that too. So those were my two styles that I really enjoyed and worked for me. Number 8. So before I was ready to big chop, I was dealing with all these two textures. It felt like a million textures, but it was only 2. Well, later on I found out more. But anyway, okay, I needed to protective style a lot. 1, it keeps your hair from breaking. 2, it keeps your hands out of your head. I was constantly like feeling my new growth, like, oh, that feels interesting. It's kind of poofy. Like my hands was all up in my head. Protective styling really helps to just keep your hands out of your head, keep it protected, especially if you want to transition for a long amount of time. Protective styling is your friend. I wore like cornrows underneath wigs. I did braided extensions for a while. I did full heads like sew-ins for a while. I mean, just find out what you like and the type of styles that you want to do. There's so many tutorials. I have tutorials. I'll link some down below that might be helpful. Oh, and I also have a video of like when I was actually transitioning and how I braided my hair and put my wigs on. I have a new video, like now that I'm natural, and I have another one. So I'm gonna link that down below because it also shows some of the products I was using at that time. I am a big fan of this. Continuing to care for both of your textures. Let me tell you, I don't care what anybody says, from my experience, okay? Going natural, having natural curly hair is a lot more time consuming, and it takes a lot more patience to do than my relaxed hair ever did, okay? So when you're, you know, taking the time to actually deal with the two textures and being gentle and making sure you're following all of the steps of your regimen continuously, it's actually a really good practice for when you go natural. So I recommend, you know, taking care of both of those textures, as hard as it may be. So it may come down to the time where you are like, I am so through. I'm tired of detangling these two textures. I'm tired of seeing this little stringy strings down the end. I'm tired of not being able to just simply throw my hair in a ponytail, okay? You may come to that moment, and when you do, it may be time to big chop. Now don't freak out. Just relax, take a deep breath. I mean, I transitioned for 8 months, and I was so ready. I was ready. I could not wait to cut off my relax, and I couldn't. I was trying to go for at least a year, didn't make it. I was just tired of it, so I decided to big chop, and oh, that first shower, when I was washing my hair and I didn't have to deal with the little stringy strings on the ends, I was so happy. I was so happy. But just relax, you know, take a couple days, a week. You know, I think I waited like 4 days, and I was like, yeah, you know, I still want to do this, you know, and just make an appointment with someone who knows what they're doing. the person no, you know what, I'm not even gonna get into it. You know, try not to go to like a school where they're still learning like me. Yeah, you want to go to someone who knows what they're doing and just do the darn thing. So I'm just gonna do a little side note here. Okay, so if you are in the middle of transitioning and you're deciding like, should I relax or should I continue to go natural, should I big chop or whatever, I honestly suggest going natural first. And I say that because when you relax your hair, that's it. You got to start all over again. But if you continue and you go all natural, you still have the option of relaxing your hair and you get to keep your length. So at least try going natural first and then seeing how that goes. And not, okay, so a lot of people are like, I don't know if natural hair is for me. Trust me, natural hair is for you. Okay, that's how God made you. It just, I mean, that's just, you were born that way. It's supposed to be that way. But I do understand that, you know, a lot of people don't have the patience. A lot of people don't like the hairstyle. A lot of people don't like their hair. You know, I definitely think you should try to embrace it. But if you can't, that's okay. That's okay. And, you know, I really want to encourage you guys that if someone decides to relax their hair after they've been transitioning or whatever, please still support them. Please still love them. I mean, you don't have to tell them like, oh, I love your relaxed hair, but like, you know, just stop letting our hair divide us, please. I know there's a little rant on the side, but you know, just hair is awesome. It really is awesome, but it's not everything. And if we can better these, you know, these relationships right here, life will be so much freaking easier and better. So I just want to, you know, I just want to throw that out. But, you know, try to go natural first. And if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world, okay? Number 11. Okay, so try not to obsess about hair type. So many people are like, oh my God, I don't know what my hair type is. What is it? I don't know. And they're like freaking out because they feel like they have to know. As long as you sort of know the category, like is it wavy? Is it curly? Is it kinky? Is it straight? Then you can pretty much find products that will gear towards your hair type. Find someone on YouTube that has, you know, a similar hair texture and try those products or whatever. But I mean, I don't think you necessarily need to know the exact letter and number and all that. Like, I know mine. I'm 4B, 4C. But really all I need to know is I'm type 4. Like, that's cool. I know I'm kinky. Right there. Bam. I'm good. So try not to obsess about it because it can really, you know, suck the fun out of it. And lastly, I want to just say, find inspiration. Find people on YouTube that inspire you, that give good information. Find, you know, websites and forums that, you know, inspire you. Pictures from magazines. Like I used to cut out pictures of people with beautiful curls and big afros, and I used to post them on my door. I would just post all of these beautiful women, and you know, it really got me through my transitioning process, and it really got me through my TWA, just going online and getting hair inspirations. And I mean, that's why I do the length checks and things like that. Even though I personally, I mean, it helps a little bit, but I do that for you guys because I know you guys love it, and you know, I don't mind being an inspiration to anyone. It's actually quite flattering, and I'm humbled by it every day, and I thank you guys for even listening to me. Thank you, because I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little cray-cray. No, but thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Please thumbs up if you liked it. And just remember, guys, have fun. Just have fun with it. It's so fun. It's so versatile. It's such a cool journey, and you learn so much about yourself. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned what I like, what I don't like. I've learned to not care about what people think about my TWA or my big afro, or when I straighten it or when I don't. You know, it makes me just a stronger person, and a person that loves myself even more than I did before. And I'm so grateful that you guys are on this journey with me here in Natural Hair or on my other channel, In Life. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Mwah.